did anybody claim any of those clothes?
I don't think so. Okay, so here we go. Anybody watching?
One person.
One person. 3 persons. It's climbing. It might be up to 4. There's 5. That's good enough. Okay. Jason, Susan, how are you? Nice to see you this weekend.
Did we see them this weekend?
Yeah, they were down for Tri-Cup.
It's all like a big blur.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Okay, so this has to be fixed. Move to another window, a new window, because it's gigantic.
What are you doing?
Come on. Say something while I get my shit together here.
I thought you had your shit together.
Me too. Okay.
Here comes your cat.
My cat
Fatness.
is a pain in the rear end.
You know she hops down the steps with 2 feet because she can't move one at a time.
I'm almost there. What am I trying to do here? Oh, I want OBS. That's what I want. I'm almost there. Okay, now we can start. I hate that box. Do you know how to get rid of this box?
Click done.
Oh, okay. Never knew that. All right, so here we are. She has Jello shots for you, Alex. Oh yeah, remember she had the Jello shots?
Yeah, I had one first thing in the morning.
Well, that's Susan.
Okay.
Suzanne. Hi everybody,
I
nice
asked her
seeing
to
you
get
too.
some for Whirlpool qualifiers.
You asked her to get some for the World Pool qualifiers?
I asked her to bring some or get some.
Oh boy. All right.
I could have eaten the whole tray of them yesterday the way that day went.
So, for our joke of the week, I have a question for you. What did the monkey say when he got his tail stuck in the lawnmower?
I don't know, Walter. What did the monkey say when he got his tail stuck in the lawnmower?
Shall we have them come up with an answer, or shall I say it?
Oh, let them come up with an
Yeah,
answer.
see, what? So here's your question. What did the monkey say when he got his tail stuck in the lawnmower? In the meantime, our shout-outs, we had our 8-ball Tri-Cup winners, Crazy Eights. All right, I'll do them.
Sorry.
Crazy Eights. That's you.
BDE. Becky told me what that meant yesterday.
And PHUCKIT.
Better safe than sorry.
And our 9-ball winners were Just Focus,
Chalk is cheap.
HBG Reapers,
All chalked up.
and Brew and Crew.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I told them my Pennsylvania Dutch photography joke for Just Focus yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Do you remember that one? Should I
I'm
say?
sorry, I'm tired.
So there's these 2 ladies, they go to get their picture taken, and they're Pennsylvania Dutch. And one of them's real hard of hearing. So the one lady, so the photographer says to the ladies, will you please go on the couch so I can focus my camera? And the one Pennsylvania Dutch lady goes, what did he say? And the other one goes, he wants us to go on the couch so he can focus. And the other one says, both of us?
That's funny, Walter.
So Just Focus always reminds me of that joke.
Of the joke.
Our upcoming events are Memorial Day. Thank you to everyone who has served and who has given all. We cannot thank you enough. Without you guys, we wouldn't have the American Pool Player Association.
Make sure you let Max know if you're rescheduling your match. For these holidays, you can play ahead.
A lot of people play on Memorial Day.
A lot of people do. A lot of people don't. But I'm just saying, if you're going to reschedule, please let Max know.
Jonathan Stout says, hello, Alex. You were having fun hanging out with him last night.
Hello.
So in our general news, Tri-Cups are now over for the spring session. For the most part, they went very well. There is going to be some changes how we qualify teams next session. There will be more information coming soon. Alex and I are not happy with some things that happened yesterday. Me more so than her. And,
I don't know about that. I just wasn't as vocal about it.
oh, yeah.
Anyway.
But the axe will be coming down. We are We are ready with our raise button ready to go. That's all I got to say. Certain teams are on the radar.
Anyway,
The first weekend in June, we have our team captains qualifier and our Jack and Jill Straight to Vegas qualifier. Jack and Jill is full, but there's still some room in the team captains qualifier. If you're interested, go to the Blue Mountain APA Facebook page or webpage.
to register?
To register.
How do you register? Oh, the website.
Yeah,
gotcha.
like they always did.
Okay.
Let's see if we picked up any more viewers. I'm curious. Can't help myself.
Nope.
23. Hi, everybody. That's a good number for us. They'll get bored with us pretty quick, probably.
I get bored with this pretty quick. That's not true. You always keep me laughing.
There's my thingy. Okay, so also yesterday, somebody what was the comment that somebody made to you?
Maybe you ought to come and visit our team instead of taking pictures in your own neighborhood in Schuylkill Haven.
Well, I'm pretty sure McConnellsburg's not our neighborhood, but that's a whole
We
other
did
story.
stop over there.
Yes, we got all the way out to McConnellsburg.
I mean, we have 285, 6 teams. It's impossible to see all of you. If you want to see us, I'm sure Walter has a Google Doc in there somewhere.
I do. If you want us to visit you at a match, please let us know. There's a form in the app for this, just like Alex said. We love to come visit teams, but random visits are not always the most effective way for us to give you good service to our players. If you have a concern or want answers, please let us know so we can come talk to you about it in person. Listen, if you guys want to yell at me, I don't care. If you guys don't, if you guys think that we are doing a shit job and want to express your opinion, call us.
Well, we want to know
Send
so
me
we
a
can
message.
fix it.
Yep, we can't fix. If
We
we
can't
don't
fix what we don't know.
If we don't hear you guys complaining, we think everything is fine. Actually, if we,
No, actually, we
if-
don't.
if we don't hear them complaining, we're
We
pretty
think
much
we're-
assuming they're dead.
No, we get nervous.
Yeah, so, I mean, we'll be more, like somebody commented that we have not been down to the Douglasville 9-ball area for quite a while, and which is fact. So they brought it up, and now we will be going down to the Douglasville 9-ball area.
I thought it was Boyertown.
Douglasville. There is no Boyertown 9-ball.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
So yeah, please let us know. We'd be happy to come and visit you. But I mean, I can do my best service for everybody sitting right here in front of the computer, but it's not the same as face to face. That's for sure. I can get the schedule updated faster. I can solve all kind of questions faster. And one of the things people think is that we can go out and watch a player shoot.
I was just gonna
That
say
is
that.
not the case.
They're not going to shoot like the complaints we would get about a player.
As soon as we show up, they shoot like crap. I don't know what they are afraid of. So our rule reminder, which ties into our why Alex and I are not happy yesterday, not the exact reason,
Like,
but
we always talk about getting a handicap committee together. Why don't we ever do it?
I think it's pretty tricky.
Doc does it.
Well, Doc has a much smaller league than we do.
No, not anymore. He
And
doesn't.
Doc has a meeting and he says, okay, he gets all the captains together and they say, okay, do you want Alex Jarrett raised to a 6? And they're like, yep, then Alex Jarrett is a 6. How would you do as a 6? Just curious.
Not good. I
Okay.
don't even do good as a 3.
Oh, well, that was my point.
There's
However,
gotta be a way to do it.
I am considering having secret observers for singles or for the World Pool
I
qualifier.
don't even care if they're secret or not.
Oh, I don't want the people to know they're being watched. I watched a guy the other day. He shot like a 5, and he was like 2 or 3 skill levels above himself. He didn't know I was watching. And I don't know, not everybody knows this. I'm sure a lot of you do, that I am an official observer in Vegas, and I am responsible for identifying people's skill levels on the national level. So I watched a guy, and he shot every bit up to basically a 5, and then when he sat right in front of us, he had no idea, wasn't paying attention, he shot like a 2.
Right. Wow.
We are not happy about that.
I mean, you also observe the finals too, so you've got to have. There's some validity to your observing, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway,
Plus, I'm pretty sure if we got a handicap committee together and got certain people on it, everyone would be a 6.
All right, point taken, Walter.
So, and besides, we believe in the system, but you don't really need a handicap committee.
Look.
I found that earlier today. If you have good people keeping good score, that is the equivalent of having a handicap committee. Each person, when they're keeping score, is a member of the handicap committee.
That's a good way to look at it.
That's where you can do your best job. Not where you see a person once a session and they happen. There was a dude and his name was Herb Davis. Herb Davis was a 4 that played up at Schuylkill Haven. That dude, every single time I played him, beat my ass bad.
Do you remember?
So listen. So let me finish my story.
Okay.
So there I am. I'm thinking Herb Davis is a 5, 6 all day long. My class down at the national office.
When we first bought the league.
When we first bought the league, they were like, "Do you want to look at anyone?" I'm like, "Yes, I got the guy right here, and I'm going to nail this guy to the wall right now, and he's going to be a 5 or a 6."
Now we were playing in league then.
Yeah, and he's going to be a 5 or a 6, and I'm going to give him his true skill level. They pull up the sheet, and I'm telling you, what Herb Davis fucking beat me bad. I couldn't beat that guy to save my life, and I would beat him, and he'd just sit there and he'd smirk.
He knows this story, so we're not talking behind his back.
Herb Davis is a super quiet guy, and he's one of the nicest guys in the league, and he doesn't say anything. He's one of those people that you figure, well, we're not good enough to talk to anybody, but Herb Davis is not like that at all. So Herb Davis, and he'd smirk.
So they reviewed him.
He'd smirk, and I'd be like, that son of a bitch, he's a 6 all day long. So I go down and I review him. Guess who the only person was that Herb Davis ever beat?
You.
Me. So I would have made Herb Davis a 5 all day long, and I was the only guy who was beaten at the time. Now Herb is a 6, and I'm a 5. Herb has gone up to a 5 because that's 10 years ago, and he's an amazing player, and we miss him in the league. But my point is, if you don't see a person all the time or for long periods of time, it's very difficult to handicap them.
Unless you have like all the stats in front of them.
Plus,
like us.
furthermore, you take a guy that's a 4, you raise him to a 5, he goes out to Vegas, and then he runs into a real 5, and then that's the end of his Vegas trip.
Or you're not diligent about it and don't do anything, and they get out to Vegas, and all of a sudden they're 2 handicaps higher, and then trouble's brewing.
But we can discuss handicap
Later.
review committee more.
All right.
So 50% rule for qualified teams. And some of you peckerheads have been under 50%, and some of you are severely under 50%. Qualified teams that do not finish in the top half of their division in the sessions after they qualify are subject to heavy scrutiny in their handicaps and or potential loss of qualification at the discretion of the league operator. Summer session qualified teams must finish in the top half of their division for the subsequent fall and spring sessions. Leading the World Pool qualifier, fall session qualified teams must finish in the top half for the subsequent spring
not last
session.
and not second to last.
And not last in the summer also. So we had a team that they were they were damn near dead last in the spring session. Get lucky enough to pull the wild card, walk through the bracket, and guess where they are again in summer session. So we sent them down to the APA. The APA is like, you should strongly consider disqualifying these people. And we're like, well, we don't think we have enough evidence. But the APA is like, well, you better raise some of them. So the APA is well aware that we have a couple teams that are below 50%, and they are expecting us to do something about it.
Or kick them out of the tournament.
Yes. So we are
In
going.
11 years, we've never done that. In
So-
11 years, we've never seen the things we've seen during this Tri-Cup either.
So the team manual tells you
Oh,
that
yeah,
we can set skill levels. And believe me, I'm ready with that button after what I saw yesterday.
All right, just move on. If you're under 50%, as I say all the time, you need to have a phone call with me. Now, I've talked to, everybody but I think one team.
I think they think we're idiots.
I know, maybe we are.
I really do. I think the way that they are doing. You're gonna move over a little bit. I think like yesterday. I think that guy must have thought these are the freaking stupidest people I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I was freaking seething. Yeah, some people learned new words yesterday.
Hang on.
I've been keeping up with the comments. Gary Becker seconds the idea. You know how many people Gary said have already said Gary Becker should be a 6? Just saying, Gary.
What is Dustin disagreeing with?
He disagrees that the handicap committee might not work.
No, he just said, let's get a handicap committee together. I love that idea.
Our team had 3 people move up in rank. It makes it hard, and it's showing in weekly matches. It is what it is. Well, Todd, yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm reading Todd Kopix's comments at the bottom. Todd, you had natural movement. We're talking about people who have they've qualified and they've coasted. You don't do that.
God bless you, Abby.
Todd, you're a lot of things, but you're not a sandbagger.
No, I mean, it's like I went back and looked at some records, and it's like lose, 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 win, 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 lose, 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 lose. Next session, lose, 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 win, 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 lose, lose, lose. Like, am I that dumb?
Gary Becker is trying to be a 6, and he is playing better. By the way, I believe Gary Becker may be looking for a Jack and Jill partner.
Why are you looking at me? I can't play.
No, I'm just saying. Todd, Gary Becker is looking for maybe a 4 or something like that. Is there any team captains teams looking for players?
No, probably everybody, because there's not that many lower skill captains.
I cannot believe that I'm not getting more comments on this subject.
No, the right people aren't on.
I was fucking livid.
Just get move on.
Two captains yesterday got basically screamed at from me. I felt bad for one of them.
Are any teams in danger of those rules? Yes.
Where did you see that question?
Dustin.
Oh yeah, there's several. Yeah, there's several teams on the radar. Well, nobody's getting disqualified because they're below 50%, but people who like laid down and let the team, since they were already qualified for, we pulled score sheets, and I don't want to get into it. It's just going to be ugly. Okay, Dustin. Some people do sandbag. I would disagree that there's a lot of people laying down, but there is some. All for the committee. Sandbagging is real, but scorekeeping needs to be better as well. Alex, I think you opened up a can of worms right here.
That's fine. You guys are the scorekeepers. You guys are the
No, they're talking about the handicap committee.
Where? All for the... Oh, yeah.
Several people have already... We already have several volunteers who want to go on it.
That's fine. I mean, I think... We don't know if it's going to work or not until we try it.
See, like Gary Becker goes, yes, and we see it all the time. So there's a simple answer for that. Defense. Defense.
That's another thing.
Defense.
When somebody's smacking balls around, like, those are defensive shots.
Defense. I saw
There's no intent there.
A shooter that I was talking about earlier, he had ball in hand and he missed the ball on purpose. And then both captains just sit there like this. Oh, there's a match going on? Scorekeeping is a joke. Jason, Jason, I will disagree with you because I'm quite the contrarian. Scorekeeping is not bad, but there's definitely room for improvement.
It is that simple. You take your pencil, Gary, or your whatever you're using on, and you mark a defense. If somebody's shitting shots around, I can tell, you guys can tell.
It really is.
There's intent, or you're either trying to get the ball in, or you're not. It's that simple. If you read any more into it, I don't know what to say.
You're not.
It's
You
the
either are or
easiest
you're
rule
not.
in the book. You're either trying to get it in or you're not.
The problem that we have with our scorekeepers is they have, like, generally the poor new person ends up keeping score half the time, and then nobody takes the time to educate them.
Yeah, scorekeepers should ask if that shot was a safety. I do. If
I
I
do.
think it is, I will ask, and they'll either go yes or no.
It's like my job to know that, and I'm whenever I'm keeping score, I ask that question quite often. The Joe, we're not saying that every team did that. There's
I think they must have played
yeah.
Terror Squad maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not saying that every team did that, but there's certainly a couple of them that were like, "Oh, look, I'm qualified. Guess what? Why don't I just make? Well, our match score will be 15. We literally had Tri-Cup scores yesterday where the score was 50-15.
And
how stupid can you be?
well, it's not even. Stop talking like that. When we approached the captains, and they didn't deny it. Well, we didn't try hard. We knew we were already qualified. Or, well, we didn't give it our all. We thought we'd just let the other team win because we're qualified. That all stops.
Dustin, we've heard players admit it too. We got stories come back that from the same thing. And Kayla, Kayla says basically every time someone misses a shot or no, we're not saying that at all. We're saying when somebody does try to make the ball. That's perfect, Gary. You don't have to ask if you. Gary says, I marked them. I don't ask. You don't have to ask. You don't have to ask. But, I mean,
every time someone misses a shot. Well, that depends, Kayla. I mean, if I miss a shot and bury the ball, I'm a 3. No. That's not a defense. If Cliff Ulrich misses the shot and buries the ball, that's a defense.
That's a great example, Alex. So if there's a cluster of balls and I blast him trying to get lucky, that should be marked as a defense. I'll start marking them. No, that's incorrect, Ben. Because if you watch the videos online that Terry Bell puts out on how to mark defenses, he specifically talks about when you hit a ball hard enough praying that something goes in, that is not a defense. Maybe I should post the links to the defensive videos.
Well, I know to watch them. That's the big frustration. It's like I hear all this stuff on the meeting, and all your answers are out there. All the videos are out there on defense. How to keep score. There are QR codes everywhere. The team manual, there's a QR code. I mean, like we have supplied you with all the information you need to have a fair game. But if you don't take the time, especially as a captain or a division rep, to learn these rules, then you're just subject to anybody interpreting anything any which way they want. Just like the other day, there was a team that forced another team to rack their own balls. Said that was the rule. That is not the rule.
That is not the rule.
You do not rack your own balls.
Okay, so let's catch up on some comments here. Joe, yes, that did make for a good match, and there were several good matches. Well, what's going to happen, and I'll tell you.
Where are you at?
I'm on Joe Carey's comment right here. So, actually, what's going to happen, and we're going to say it right now, is we are ending the pass down.
Yeah.
When you get to the finals, if you're playing a qualified team and you don't beat them, you're not qualifying.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Few bad apples. Please do. I would like to watch them. So
skill level needs to be taken into account. There's a difference between 1, 2, 3 missing a shot and 4 to 9 missing a shot. Some people have been playing for long enough and know how everyone shoots. I think you can tell who is doing it on purpose and who legit missed. Common sense also needs to be taken into account. Well, that's the flaw right there. No, just kidding.
No, that's exactly correct.
That's exactly the proper statement. But you could tell the guy was banging the balls around yesterday. Oh, my blood was boiling on that one.
The problem is
people aren't on. Snow League has
an unbeatable ranking system.
Keep going, Alex.
People find ways to keep numbers down. It's just how it's unfortunate. Having said that, there are a lot of things that can be missed on paper, like unintentional blocks, defense. I miss balls that I'm trying to make and get lucky. That's a defense?
No, that is not a defense. Jeff Whitman says it's very subjective. That's why you have to be educated. And they were super. Yeah, Joe. He's talking about like how. Who did he play?
Did you guys happen to? Was that the Terror Squad?
They must have played Terror Squad. Yeah, we had a couple teams that we had one team that they were hell bent on winning their match. But we had 2 or 3 of them that were Irish Eyes. Who did Irish Eyes play?
Caleb, just put all the qualified teams in one bracket and let them fight it out.
That's not a bad idea. Actually, that's a great idea. I like that, Kayla.
I don't. We can't make rash decisions, Walter.
That's
you
not-
always want to do something right
That
now. We
is-
have to think about it and talk about it.
That is not a rash decision, but that is a good suggestion.
It is a good suggestion, but
Because I was wondering how to make sure we get enough brackets into the World Pool Qualifier. So we'll just put all the qualified teams in, and then they're all fighting each other for money. Because now what happened is they get a $2,000 pot that gets divided between all of them, and so many of them laid down that so many teams have just said fuck it in the finals. Now we have 7 double Tri-Cup team winners.
That was another clue too. By how many people, we've gone years without paying out the $2,000, or paying it to maybe one team or two. But as the numbers increase, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And, I went back all the way to the first Tri-Cup to see if anybody
Last year we had 2 teams. We had the same amount of teams for the most part. We had 2 teams that split the $2,000.
Now there's 7
There's
or 8.
7 of them.
Right.
If a team is already qualified, they honestly shouldn't be able to shoot in Tri-Cups. It's not like you can get... Well, there's a reason for that, Jonathan. We want them to keep playing.
I'm going to make it so you have to shoot it.
That's why we put the money there, so that way people actually have a legit reason to shoot.
And if somebody wins in summer, and all of a sudden they're not, winning in playoffs or getting to Tri-Cups, I don't know what the hell they're doing all the way through the entire league year. That's not okay with me. I need to see their records every week.
I'll tell you, from reading the comments, a lot of people like the idea of just putting all the qualified teams in the same bracket.
A second spot for what does that mean?
Blank says, yeah, you can't do that. They earn the chance at the money. I don't know, the second spot for regional, I'm not quite sure what that means either. Here's a good one for you.
We only have, go ahead.
Here's a good one for it's when we hear the comments about not enough innings for captains that forfeit because matches they won't let their players play higher shooters so they don't go up. Well,
yeah, I mean, Gary, we did have the reason why we put no recycling the last 2 weeks is because something similar was happening. Like if you have a good 4 and a bad 4, they're going to tell the player to sit home, and now they have to recycle. So that eliminated that.
And what Gary's talking about is like a captain will play a 3 against all 3s. Those are the 3s that fail when they become 4s. Over year after year after year, and this is a common thing. Captains will play their players against a 3 or 4.
They match up.
And they'll match their players up directly, and they'll never play them against a 5 or a 6. And then when they go to a 4, they fail every time. Because they've only ever played 3s.
Or if they go to a higher level tournament and now they're faced with this.
If they get thrown against a 4 or 5, that's almost a guaranteed loss.
Yeah.
Because the player has no experience against bigger players. Garrett, you're right. And I've always thought that was just, if people only really... Like my captain, when I shot APA pool, I thought was fantastic. He matched people up pretty much by skill levels, but when he thought you were ready to go up, he put you against big players. He put you up against the 5 or the 6s or whatever. And if the 5 and the 6s beat you, that's going to knock your record right down. You're going to stay right where you were. And if you're beating the 5s and the 6s, guess what? That means you're ready to move up. He's talking about straight up forfeiting, so Matt,
I'm confused. That isn't a bad idea, actually. Make it really worth not laying down. Is that taking...
They're talking about like...
No pass down?
No, they're talking about putting all the qualified teams in a bracket.
Then it says you can't do that. They earned that chance at the money. I'm confused. I don't know.
No, he's talking about like if we don't put people in Tri-Cup. That's an answer to Jonathan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they have to play Tri-Cup. I need to see you play through the entire league year.
Ben says that's a great point. I'm going to implement that on my own teams. I'm telling you, the teams that go out to Vegas and do legit, like we had a 16th team. They just played anybody against everyone. Now what they did was they kept getting forced into sudden death, and they kept saving their monster player for sudden death.
I need a piece of paper and a pen. That's another thing, Rachel. I'm glad you brought that up.
Alex, I have Word open so you can take notes.
Does this have to be plugged
Okay,
in?
Alex is typing. Let's all watch her type.
No, don't watch me type. supplement, no. What did Rachel say?
Randy is asking if he can play 2 different teams in regionals. Absolutely. Yeah, if the brackets were strictly by points, so if you were lucky enough to get on 2 teams in 2 different brackets, you certainly can do that.
Let's go back to Rachel's question.
If you're in 2 teams that meet up, let me finish real quick. If we're in 2 teams that meet up, then you will have to sit the match out or pick a team.
Rachel says, where is that comment? About forfeits?
He's talking about straight up forfeiting a match so someone doesn't.
And that's the thing that's starting to happen that I'm noticing. Teams that aren't in it are forfeiting out, so the team that they're playing against can move up in the standings. So we have to do something about that, like maybe no forfeits the last 2 weeks of the session.
Okay, so Rachel says that we should come up with a secret handicap committee. We've tried this before and we've never been able to follow through with it. Maybe we should pick a player and designate them in charge of that.
Okay.
Then they could set up spies, and then they could say, hey, I have these spies and here's the reports we're sending you. Doug Purcell Jr. says if you win twice, put the team in regionals twice.
We
are all for that one.
We are, but we can't.
I do not understand why you cannot do that. And I've argued with the APA, and they basically yell at me for every time I bring that up, and I can't understand it either. If I could get my team to regionals twice, I would certainly do it. I think you double your chances on winning. Everybody's constantly fighting and playing their best. Yeah, secret skill level watchers from newly formed community.
I'm only up here, Walter. Keep in mind that anyone can submit a skill level complaint, and that's fine. Like if you submit a skill level complaint, like I just don't want to hear, oh, he's at 60%. I can see all the data. You need to tell me what skill set that player displayed that makes you think he should be up or down. Because I can see the data. You don't have to go back and find it for me.
And we have certain players that every time they lose, they put in a skill level complaint. And it usually says that all the players on their team are overranked and all the players on the opposing team are underranked. But when we get skill level complaints by people that we don't talk to hardly ever, that is a lot, Jen. That usually carries a little bit of weight.
Have division reps go to matches to watch for their skill level.
We can't even get the division reps to deliver patches.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. So all right. So I'm going to make a note.
Maybe at your division rep, like if we get a skill level complaint on a team or a player, then that division rep's going to have to go out and watch them play.
I'm typing. I've typed slower than Alex. Set up a handicap review committee headed by one of the players. I like that idea because we've never gotten it off the ground because it just slips through the crack. But if we could find somebody that's willing to coordinate it for us, I could give them a form. I could give them like a little observation form. Gary Becker says can't be a rep. And to Gary Becker's comment, if you see your division rep show up at a match, you're already timed out. Because first of all, they don't show. We have
Slow down.
We have a handful of fantastic division reps, but we also have a couple division reps that basically are just there taking phone calls. The other thing is, it has to be top secret.
Like, the problems that can arise are, you have a handicap division, let's just say from in our backyard. Like, that person has to, come to the table and not have any kind of ego or beefs about anybody that plays in that division
That's a big
or
problem
area. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, it's very easy for that person to be biased. That's one of the challenges. And then if you have that person, look at stats and this and that from another division, they don't know the people. Like, I can't wrap my head around it, how it should work.
So like Blaine says, Blaine says when people know they are being watched, they can still cheat the system. The key is watching them in an important match and not knowing. That's when the real skills show. So Blaine, when I observe, I wear a black jacket. I'm pretty good at the players never knowing that I'm observing them. In fact, I'm watching a match and I'm an observer and I know the observers and I don't remember who was playing, and I sat down I'm watching this match for maybe 20 minutes, a half an hour, and I sat down and I'm like, oh shit, I had the observer almost right next to me and never knew it. No one knew anybody was being observed, and that's how you get your most effective observers. Yeah, any observer would have to avoid divisions that they shoot in. I don't know about that.
It's just tricky.
Yeah, Doug, that's like I said, that's what I do in Vegas, and we need to come up with a bit of a system for that.
I don't know. I just don't know.
All right, so we've been on for quite a while, Alex. We have trouble deciding on defense basically on 3s and higher ranked skill level since our highest ranked player is a 5. It still boils down to trying. I mean, when somebody puts a ball down like the player did yesterday and they just step up and whack the ball, that's a freaking defense. I really am hung up on that, aren't I?
Yeah, it would be hard to find observers if they're playing on a specific night, and it's hard to get commitment for them to go out on another night. Well, a lot of our players play many nights. There's just so many challenges in that handicap committee, and I don't know how to overcome any of them.
We need to come up with a form. I need to come up with a form.
You can come up with a form, but if you don't have the people to go, or you can come up with 28 forms, but if you don't have anybody that's going to go do it, why waste your time on the form?
Well, we have people that are volunteering.
Who?
Well, you can't say it's top secret.
It's all here. How top secret is that?
What did Mike say? Wouldn't it be hard to find observers since they are probably playing on their own teams every week? Need to discuss it with other division players and see if there is additional evidence or complaints. Unbiased research and talking to players in other divisions. Kenny says just call your defenses. Well, that's the easiest way.
Yeah.
Though the people that are calling their defenses are not the ones you have to worry about. It's the ones who don't call their defenses.
I don't know. I think it... Well, I personally think the division rep should have a handle on all the players in their division. Because our division reps have pretty much been our division reps for years. The other thing is, like, if we see repeatedly bad scorekeeping, then we have to do a scorekeeping clinic. And that's torture. That's like being in freaking, where was that? I was in high school. Detention.
Joe says, doesn't the rule state if there is no intent to pocket a ball? That is correct. So, like, when somebody does a spray and pray, a poke and hope, or whatever you want to call it, they're trying to pocket a ball. They don't know which one. Like, I saw a player yesterday that was getting all kind of balls, and I said, you need to go give a clinic on how to not aim. So, Kenny's asking for clarification. Not everyone calls their defenses. I mark a defense, but I think the shot should have been made but missed. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Hot topic today, Alex.
Yeah, I guess I opened Pandora's box.
Yes, you sure did. Well, yeah, but there's good stuff coming out of it.
There is.
We talked about implementing forfeits and no forfeits for the last 2 weeks. We talked about how they like the idea of putting all the qualified teams in one bracket.
The only problem that I have with that is that, a lot of the teams legitimately played.
Well,
so why would you punish them by putting them in the bracket with people that,
I bet you... I disagree. I might be negative, Nelly, but I
Yes,
think
you
I
are.
think half of the teams rolled over yesterday.
I'm not talking about yesterday. I'm talking about the other Tri-Cup or the 8-ball Tri-Cups.
Well, now that the word is out,
you know.
now that the word is out, this is going to spread like wildfire. They're like, okay, so you're playing a qualified team in the fall Tri-Cup. All you got to do is go up there and bang balls around.
Well, that's not happening anymore because that's gone. That is gone.
Kaylee says if we do a committee, we have to rotate observers.
Well, who wants to take the lead on this and come up with a plan? I don't have time.
Dustin
to do
said
it.
he would.
Rachel, Dustin,
Dustin
and
said he
Kayla?
would, so I'm going to be talking to Dustin within the next day or two.
Yeah, but I think there should be like 3 or 5 people that get together and hash this out and see how it should be. That's my feeling.
Todd says they play as good as the aiming fluid. They drink. Well, that's not sandbagging. That's okay. Whacking balls equals defense. Hitting right. We need someone that will be neutral. That's our problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem, is finding a neutral person.
I mean,
I agree it needs to be a high-level player. Like, for example, the player that I keep talking about, and I don't care if this player figures out who I'm talking about, because they blatantly...
Stop it.
They
Settle down.
every time this player went to the table...
I was there.
They had.
Walter.
I'm not talking to you. Every time they went to the table,
I wish
they
that were
they
true.
had a routine. Their feet were the same distance apart.
It
They
was
stroked
like,
the ball the same amount of times. They stayed down through the shot. That is, I'm telling you, that person gave themselves away.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna
so-
blow a gasket if I keep
You
going
are.
on this.
So I don't think the committee necessarily has to be made up of higher level shooters. Like I would like to see, Dustin. I want to see Rachel Wanamaker on there because I think Rachel would make a wonderful league operator.
Are we selling?
No, but
I haven't heard that rumor for a while.
no, but that's what I think. Who else?
We'll work on it.
Maybe Blaine. Blaine and Kayla. That's really one person. I need somebody to get together and hash out what this handicap committee would look like. What are the goals of it? How do we accomplish it? And how do we go about implementing it?
I think the best way to do that is to form a committee.
Oh my God, Walter. What do you
just-
think we're talking about?
Did you just say that?
This is what I mean. He never listens to a word
No,
I say.
I got a text from a player that distracted me.
Yes, we have a committee.
In case you were wondering what multitasking looks like, you just saw it.
I am way much better at that than you.
Like you are at your English.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, my English has gone downhill.
All right. I think at this point we're beating a dead horse. We got plenty of ideas. Blaine says play nice. We don't play nice.
Do so play nice.
Okay.
That's like saying fine.
I didn't say fine.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Whatever.
All right.
I think
A committee to form a committee. It's the beginning to sound like Congress.
Who said that?
Todd. We are not Congress. Well, first of all, there's no kickbacks. Second of all, we're not sponsored by big, gigantic corporations. What else? All right, so let's go. Everybody, thank you for indulging
So,
us.
you know who has to get a hold of each other? Dustin, Rachel, Blaine.
Let's write some names down.
I think if you add any more, you need 3 in case there's a vote. If you add any more, they'll never get anywhere. You
Okay.
can't have an even amount of people, Walter.
It's just this is not, Alex, don't make any rash decisions here.
I'm not, but
Right away you want to plan everything all at once. Where did she hear that one before?
No, you can't have 4 people. It's got to
We're
be
not
3
gonna
or
have.
5. It's
We're
like
not gonna. It's got to be more than 3.
it's like
We're not gonna have 4 people.
putting flowers in a vase. You always have to have an odd number.
You know, I got to admit, when I all the guys that I've ever been hanging out with, none of them ever made that analogy.
What's a good idea?
Yeah, Adam, we're laying off those jokes. Need a little red pen guy to come around and mark defensive shots. That would be awesome. You know what? We should do that. I like that idea. At Tri-Cup, we're going to designate a couple people, and they're going to watch for defenses, and they're going to go around with a little red pen. That's just what they tell. They tell you that in Vegas. They say the referees carry a red pen, and if you don't mark a defense, they will go mark a defense. And if you have red pens marked on your, if you have red defenses marked on your score sheet, the handicap review committee knows right away that was done. I really like that idea. We should get a couple people to watch. Fantastic.
That's for the handicap committee.
Well, we could make that. That could be a subcommittee of the handicap committee. Todd, I think that's a great idea too.
Adam missed the joke. Nobody came up with the answer yet.
Oh yeah, no one has answered the question yet. What did the monkey say when he got his tail stuck in the lawnmower?
Well, you didn't even get to the birthdays.
Oh, we did not get to the birthday. We didn't even get to the etiquette. We got hung up on the skill levels. Well, etiquette is don't cheer negatively against your opponent, even if they sandbag. It doesn't quite say that. Don't cheer. If you don't have anything positive to say, don't say anything. I'm working really hard on not gossiping right now because I've already said 1 or 2 things I've been like, oh my God, did I just say that? Why did I say that?
Work harder, do better. Happy birthday.
Okay, happy birthday, Kevin Colomarino.
And Ricky Hafer.
And Ricky Hafer. 2 of the finest guys in the up northern Berks area. All right, everybody, we're gonna go.
What else is underneath that?
Honey, it's Monday right here. You don't do all of them.
Oh, you don't?
There's nothing down there. Anyone can play pool. Anyone can win.
That's why I'm a 3.
Well, it says anyone can play pool at least, Alex.
Thanksgiving's coming around soon.
All right, bye, everybody.
Again.
Thank you all for listening. And there's been great participation in the meeting today. And
What was the punchline?
we're still waiting for somebody to come up with it.
All right. What did the monkey say when he got his tail stuck in the lawnmower, Walter?
It won't be long now.
Oh my God. All right, I think it's a wrap.
Where do cats go when they lose their tail?
Where?
A retail store.
We're like laughing like blithering idiots.
We are. Well, we are blithering idiots. At least
Anyway.
they seem to think we are. Let's not go right back down the rabbit hole.
Thank you for playing for us and be kind.
Yes, thank you so much for giving us the greatest job ever. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
That's good.